There are some questions we're interested in very much. What is an accountant? What are qualities of successful accountants? What are job conditions and benefits? To make this clear, watch the documentary Top 10 Reasons for Becoming an Accountant. Accounting is the art of recording, classifying and summarizing business transactions and interpreting their effects in a business firm.
Having an idea of understanding what an accountant is, we ask our students to give their reason for becoming an accountant and order them from the least important to the most important one.
Accounting likes plenty of clever and punctual people. Success in the field of accounting begins with attention to details. Accounting requires accuracy and concentration as well as mathematical or at least arithmetical abilities. Accounting also helps to develop computer skills and teaches to deal with written correspondence. To tell the truth, accounting experience leads to more disciplined and organized life, develops mental activity.
If you like to wear fashionable, stylish, fine clothes, you should become an accountant. An accountant is always well dressed, strictly but elegantly. The neat appearance is pleasant for the clients. Besides, your clothes emphasize your own style. Appearance of employees, clothes in particular, can express the style, mission and the spirit of the organization. The inside dress code helps to create a team of like-minded people, creates the image of the company and contributes to the effective work of the personnel. So, the dress code in the companies is important, necessary and useful. And afterwards, why don't you take part in competition on conformity to the office dress code? Try and win!
Do you want to work in good conditions? You can become an accountant. Comfortable work in an office. Light room, big windows, a modern desk and a new computer. Would you like a cup of tea? Help yourself to what you need.
Basic knowledge of accounting can help you in housekeeping. Accountant know how to count money and can always find out the best way for spending money. Your family budget is in the good hands if there is an accountant in your family. Besides, filling a tax form can be rather a hard problem, especially in our country, where we observe instability in accounting and business laws. It is not a problem for an accountant at all. So, to plan a budget effectively, to speak to taxmen in one language, it will be useful for everybody to know the basic rules and principles of accounting.
Accounting is dynamic. If you are an accountant, your knowledge is not static. In fact, we have to continue our professional education even after we get our licenses. There are a lot of changes in our profession: laws, accounting standards, auditing rules, taxes and different professional requirements. And also new technologies, programs and tools. Believe me, if you want to exercise your mind, accounting is definitely one way to do it.
I want to study various businesses. Being an accountant and having public practice, I'll meet a lot of businesses and study them. The math, the calculation, all this actually becoming automatic. But learning about the client's businesses is a continuous and interesting aspect of this job.
I think English will play an important role in a professional career. Foreign languages help us to communicate with people from other countries, do business with foreign partners and get information about the international business. That's why I try to do my best to master English. I have high expectation for accounting practice abroad.
An accountant is a well-paid job. Salary of an accountant is not bad, and the more skilled the specialist, the higher is his salary. You surely can earn a living as an accountant and be satisfied with the profession you really like very much. The reason is
good prospect for making a career. You can remain in the framework of the specialty. For example, you can move upward in your job and become a leading specialist of a large enterprise. The best way is to grow to the position of a chief accountant. You'll get a good salary, become the right hand of your boss, and in fact, the second head of the enterprise.
Having started your career as an ordinary accountant, you can work your way up to the top. Having enough experience, you can also open your own business and do it successfully. Besides, the basis of accounting is also typical for professions such as an economist, a tax inspector, a financial, and even a teacher at a technical school or university. You may choose any profession, but let it bring you satisfaction and high income.
Once I read the article about a young woman who is in her 30s worked as a chief accountant of the famous Ukrainian enterprise. It seemed to me that she conquered the whole world and boldly on the equal terms with men she guaranteed. Then I realized that I also want to be self-sufficient and independent. From these moments, all my thoughts and actions are directed on getting economic education and obtaining a qualification of an accountant.
Accounting is brain work, but not physical action. An accountant is a person who loves numbers, count, keep records of where that came from, where went to, how was used, what is the result of these operations. All these answers figures can give if we are able to manage them. A large amount of information can be encoded in a few numbers. A skilled accountant can only have a look at these figures and understand the essence of reality. He needn't read the mountains of pages with full description of the facts. I really enjoy looking for a path in the labyrinth of numbers. I love accounting. It's important to say that accounting doesn't require special physical training, so disabled people can do this job and be rather successful.
An accountant is always in demand on the labor market. Employers want you. Each firm or organization is in need of a professional accountant for bookkeeping. The work of an accountant is many-sided and requires a large range of skills. The competence includes records and control of capital assets, economic, material assets of an enterprise, expenses, manufacture and realization of goods produced, as well as various operations with customers and business partners.
An accountant is a kind of controller of financial activity of the enterprise, who has to create an optimal combination of material expenses with the purpose of obtaining the greatest benefits. A well-qualified accountant is a dream of each boss. Skillful accounting is a guarantee of successful development of any enterprise. Being an accountant gives you job security.
To form an adequate image of future professional activity, let's ask practicing accountants, our technical school leaders, to give their opinions and share impressions of accounting practice.
Accounting is often said to be the language of business. When an accountant comes on the scene, communication in the financial world occurs. Literate accountant, a meanwhile qualified one, carries on a conversation on important business issues skillfully, analyzing financial information and helping the management to achieve maximum effectiveness in the work of the enterprise. They say a good accountant costs much, a bad one much more.
Do you mind, what is a good accountant?
A good accountant will offer you advice on tax savings and business growth, even when you do not ask for it. They will not just do the work that you ask them to do. A good accountant will go above and beyond that. A good accountant will take the initiative and help you wherever she can.
A good accountant is someone who knows laws and can apply them in his work, who is always competent to solve different economic problems, and who is ready to help any clients or employee. A good accountant is always attentive and careful.
What way has the accountancy changed your life?
My work is sophisticated but interesting. Concentration is a must. and stress resistance as well. I feel myself necessary and I'm proud of that.
Once I read, if you can understand the numbers, there really isn't anything that you cannot do. I can manage all these figures. I'm really self-confident.
Have you any fun fact in your accountant life?
For some accountants, accountancy is not only a job, accountancy is their life. I know the family that has a cat, whose name is Ledger, and a dog named Bennett. It's easy to understand, my friends are accountants.
A lot of people think we, accountants, are boring, always crunching numbers and speaking accounting jargons that nobody else seems to understand. Just this morning, I was talking to a client of mine who is not an accountant, and when I mentioned the words retained earnings, she just stared at me like I am speaking another language or I am from another planet. I love my job.
You can obtain a qualification and become an accountant in Donetsk Industrial-Pedagogical Technical School. For more than 20 years, accounting department of Donetsk Industrial-Pedagogical Technical School has trained well-qualified specialists who work in different enterprises and are appreciated greatly by their employers. Let accountancy become a part of your life. Welcome to DIPT!